What's up, everybody? Garrett back here, and I just saw the brand new 2023 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And I've got my personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut, and I've got my radioactive ooze, and I am fired up. So if you guys didn't know, I am a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I have been since I was a kid. So if you watched my top 25 movies from the 1990s, you know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990 was my all-time favorite movie from that decade. Now, not only that, but I was a huge fan of the cartoons, the toys, everything growing up. I had Ninja Turtles everywhere. It was Ninja Turtles fever. Now, I've seen every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in the theaters, starting from part 1 in 1990, then Secret of the Ooze, then unfortunately part 3. Then I went and I saw the one, I think it was in like 2006 or 8 or something like that, but it was the animated one. Then I saw the 2 Michael Bay movies. And now I went to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And to be quite honest, this thing kind of snuck up on me. I really didn't see a lot about this until recently. And when I saw a glimpse and I knew it was coming out and was animated, I really just thought this was going to be some kind of like kids Nickelodeon type, modern cartoon type version of the Ninja Turtles like we kind of got from Nickelodeon over the last couple of years. So to be honest, I really wasn't that intrigued to see this, and I wasn't even planning on checking this out. I thought maybe I would check it out once it hit physical media or something like that. But when people started coming out and saying this was really good, I took a quick look at it and noticed the animation style was very different and very unique, and I really was drawn to that. So coming from a huge Ninja Turtles fan, like I said, with not really much expectations with this, until seeing that animation style and kind of changing my tune based on what I'm hearing about this thing. Like I said, I didn't know all the actors that were involved in this until tonight when I went to go see the movie. I only saw a couple snippets of the animation, so I didn't really watch a full trailer on this. I saw that the movie posters were really cool. I mean, I saw a bunch of different ones, and I'm like, oh my God, like, it's either they're tapping into the nostalgia of the fans, or this is going to be pretty damn cool. And normally this wouldn't be my style, the more animation. I'm more of a live action type guy. But you know what? I changed my tune a little bit recently when I checked out Spider-Verse a couple of years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with it because the animation style was just so cool, and it just had a real cool feel. Again, I'm not someone who's really a superhero movie type guy, but for some reason, Into the Spider-Verse was amazing. And if you guys haven't checked that one out, I recommend doing it. I have not seen the sequel yet, but I'm looking forward to checking it out when it comes out on physical media. Now, getting back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. When I first saw some images of it, I did have a little bit of problems with some of the way the characters were presented. It just really wasn't the Ninja Turtles I was used to. I thought for sure this was going to be really dedicated towards kids of the now, and not really dedicated towards old school fans. But like I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to tell you I was completely wrong. This was the third best time I've ever had in a theater seeing a Ninja Turtles movie. So take that for what it is, but this is my third favorite time watching a Ninja Turtles movie in theaters, and man, this thing was awesome. The animation style, like I said, was incredible. Everything looked slick. It was like a sketch style, almost looked like a sketch or slightly comic book, but again, it also looked realistic as well. I applaud whoever was involved in doing it this way because it looked raw, it looked gritty, and it was not necessarily a kid's movie. I mean, it was, but it was dark in some scenes, and there was violent, and you know, they were a little bit loose with some of the language and stuff, and I think it kind of tapped into the nostalgia as well. And as much as this is actually a very different take on the Ninja Turtles, I loved it, and I'm excited to see where this universe kind of goes. And honestly, I think this is the best representation of the Ninja Turtles, as much as it's different than what we're used to per se, that we've ever gotten. I don't care if you go from cartoons or live action, but outside Teenage Mutant 1990 and Secret of the Ooze, which I think is my all-time favorite looks of those turtles, movies in general, I would love to get something along those lines nowadays, but this is the next best representation, in my opinion, that we've ever gotten. And again, this is coming from someone who watched the cartoons as a kid. I kind of put the cartoon kind of in its own realm from back in the 80s and 90s, but outside of that, any recent cartoons we've got, any recent movies that we've got, like, this to me is the best I've ever seen the Turtles as far as how they look, as weird and wild as they are. And it kind of a little bit taken back with the idea that these were voiced by teenagers, and everybody from April to all of them are actually all teenagers in this. It's different, but it just works. And I highly recommend anybody who is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, I don't care what your age is, I recommend you go check this thing out, because again, I was blown away, and I'm excited to see where this takes us, and a sequel or whatever it may be. I really want more from this universe, and I really did not think I was going to be this hyped over this movie when I first heard about it, but I really dug it. And I don't know what else to say without spoiling it, but like I said, it looked fantastic. The way everybody looked, even like the humans, they kind of had this weird look where a lot of them looked really weird, but it was so stylistic, and I was just completely in awe with this. I haven't really ever seen anything like this before, but again, I'm not much of an anime or animation type guy, so there could be other things out there like this, but to me, this was a kind of a breath of fresh air when it came to animation. And like I said, everybody involved in this, I really applaud you, because as much as there were a couple nitpicks that I had just due to my age, and I can say these right now, the Turtles having cell phones, one of the Turtles had braces, which again, I don't know how they got braces, because in this movie they kind of explained that he haven't really spent much time outside the sewer, so where he got braces from, which dentist he visited, I am not sure. But besides that, and a couple different looks of some of the characters that I grew up with, but outside of that, I just think it was a great story. The looks of everybody was cool. You did get some characters from the old cartoon kind of come back here, which is really cool to see, and their different takes on it. But I'm kind of all in on this Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtles universe right now, and I'm not sure if there's a cartoon to come along with this, or if this is just some kind of new reboot. But if it is, I hope that they stick to this and kind of run with it for like a trilogy or whatever, because the thing with Ninja Turtles, I feel like as soon as they put something out, it steps back, and then they try something else, and they try something else. And to me, that just never works. Like even when Nickelodeon got the Ninja Turtles, I already feel like they've been through a couple different looks. But all in all, gang, you've got to go check this thing out. I was highly impressed, and that's saying a lot for me, because I'm not really somebody who digs into a lot of the modern movies that come out and critique them and review them, because I don't get to the movie theater a lot. So this was definitely something special, and I'm so glad I caught it in the theater. And man, this is coming from a die-hard Ninja Turtles fan growing up. And I don't want you to let me know, have you been hesitant about checking this movie out for the same reasons I was? And if you did check this movie out, let me know down in the comments if you liked it or not, because I don't think I'm going to be on an island all on my own on this. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I'm telling you I'm not really a big fan of something, but this, I'm telling you, I am a big fan of it, and I hope you all get to check it out, and I would love to hear down below your thoughts and comments on this flick. So gang, this is Garrett at Born to Be Rad, and like always, stay